Okay, so we are going to multiply using partial product. So we're going to write out 18 times 25, and we're going to multiply. So we're going to take our tens to our tens. So we're going to multiply 5 times 8, which is 40, and we're going to write it there. And then we're going to take our 5 and times it by our 1, but that's actually 10. So we're going to do 5 times 10, which is 50. And then we're going to take our other side now. So we're going to start with our 20, and we're going to times that by 8. That gives us 160. And then we're going to take our 20, and we're going to times that by 10, which gives us 200. And then we can add that all up, and we get an ultimate answer of 450. Okay, so now we're going to do 18 times 25 in our rectangular method. So we're actually going to break this up like we did earlier. So we have a 10 and 18, and we have an 8, and then a 25, we have a 20 and a 5. So we're going to break this up. So we're going to put 20, and then we're going to finish off the 25 and add the 5, and then we have a 10, and then our 8. So now we're just going to find the area of the rectangles, which is length times width. So we have 10 times 20, which is 200. We have our 8 times our 20, which is 160. We have our 8 times 5, which is 40. We have our 10 times 5, which is 50. And then our 8 times 5, which is 40. And then we add this all up, and we get an answer of 450. So now we're going to do our lattice method. So as you can see, I've drawn a box, and now we're just going to draw some dashed lines through these boxes. And we're going to put our 1 and our 8, and then our 2 and 5. So we have 8 times 2, which is 16. And then we have 2 times 1, which is 2. Then we have our 8 times our 5, which is 40. And then our 5 times our 1, which is 5. So then we add. So this gives us 0. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. And then we're going to bring the 1 up here. So that is 2 now. So now we have 4, and then we have 0. So this is our answer. So our answer is 450. Okay, so now we're going to do division. So we're going to do 146 divided by 12. And we're going to start out with the traditional. So we're going to put our 12, and then our divided by sign, and 146. So we know that 12 times 12 is 144, and 12 times 13 would give us too much. So we know that 12 goes into 146 12 times, and that gives us 144. And then we'll subtract, and we'll get a 2, and 12 can't go into 2, so our answer is 12 remainder 2. So now we're going to use the scaffolding method. So we have 146 divided by 12, and we're just going to draw a line. So we're basically just going to write down the information we know. So say we didn't know that 12 times 12 was 144, so we could go off of something we would know, like 12 times 10. So we're going to write a 10 over here, and that would give us 120. And then we take this and we subtract it. So 6 minus 0 is 6, 4 minus 2 is 2, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. So then we know that 12 goes into 26 2 more times. So we're going to write a 2. And then we're going to put a 24 because 12 times 2 is 24. And then we're going to subtract, and we get a 2, which is our remainder because 12 can't go into 2. So then we're going to take these and we're going to add them. So we get 12 remainder 2. Okay, so now we're going to do our box method. So I've already set it up. The H stands for hundreds, the T stands for tens, and the O stands for ones. So we have our 12 and our 146. So there's 12 can't go into 146 any hundreds of times, so we're just going to put an X here. We know that 12 can go into 146 10 times, so that's what we're going to put in our tens. So we have 146, and 12 times 10 is 120, and then we're just going to subtract this, so that gives us 26, and we're going to put our 10 up here because we did 10 times 12, and then we know that 12 can go into 26 twice, so we're going to put a 2 up here. So then we're going to put 26 again, and 2 times 12 is 24, and then we're going to subtract, and that gives us 2. And so then we're just going to add. So 10 plus 2 is 12, and then 12 can't go into 2, so we have a remainder of 2.